Hey guys, this is Nate Talkisoba again. This is the after show for Cowboy Bebop, where we're going to discuss the spoilers for the show and kind of go more in depth what we actually liked and not liked.
So Spike died.
Did he?
That's the question.
Yeah, according to Watchanabe, he actually said that Spike, it's kind of left to the viewer's discretion whether or not he died or lived.
I totally thought he lived and you thought he died.
Yeah, well, you thought... You always think people live when they clearly died.
That's because I hate death.
Yeah, I think for me personally, it makes more sense for him to die, especially sort of the way he went out. I think he really went out with no regrets. He saw Julia die, and from there, I think he was kind of on a mission just to take out Vicious, and he really did all he could for it. And I don't necessarily think he wanted to maybe live. Maybe he wanted to.
There's that one episode with that really weird just balloon guy. Let me tell you, that's one of the worst episodes. That might be the only episode I didn't like. I mean, it was kind of like, it was well written, but it made me feel so uncomfortable. I was like, please be done.
Oh yeah, that was it. The one where the assassination guy, it was like, he was
like genetically engineered, but he was mentally retarded at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like a 5-year-old mind.
Yeah,
he was shooting. He friggin' busted so many holes in Spike, and he lived. I'm pretty sure. Unless I don't think that final blow at the end of the show really did enough to kill him.
Maybe it did though, because he did go through a lot of damage early on, and you could definitely see Spike's definitely a main character, so of course he's not going to die all the time. But I think it's important for me at least to sort of see a closure in Spike's tale. I think that ended with sort of the Syndicate going down with him, rather than him living. And I do think they kind of foreshadow that too, where you see Jet kind of is by himself, and you can really see how he likes Spike, but you can sort of see where he wouldn't exactly you can kind of see how he's getting more used to being alone. Yeah.
And wasn't he alone for a large period in between? He was working for the police.
Yeah, well, that was before he met Spike.
Yeah, but he had a girlfriend that left him. So he was kind of rolling solo for a while.
Yeah.
It's when he had that buddy that they reunited with.
Mm-hmm.
I never understood how Jet's kind of beard kind of got up into his cheeks. It seemed pretty unlikely for hair to grow there. I mean, I've seen some Scottish dudes, they get hair right up in this region, which is pretty close, but it's not where hair goes.
So what would you would you think that balloon guy episode was the worst one, you think?
I think it was the worst, just because it was so weird and uncomfortable.
For me, I thought the worst episode was the one where it's the refrigerator episode, where the crew gets all sick by something, and I really didn't think that episode really had any point. It was just...
Was that the episode with the weird mushrooms? Or was that a different episode?
That was a different one.
Oh, okay.
Because this one, it was
Because that one's kind of bland.
Spike left a soup, or he left a food item in the fridge for too long.
For 2 years.
Yeah, and he grew into this thing that...
It was like a real creature.
Yeah, and
Didn't Ed, save him at the end?
No, it was Ayn that ate it.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't really like the episode that much because it was did we really need this episode? It didn't really do anything.
That might have been a week where one of the writers was I'm kind of bad if I do it,
because I feel again, when I said in the review that episode in particular really could have been used to maybe do more of that could be a vicious backstory episode rather than the crew gets sick. Okay.
I like that they eventually expanded a lot more on Faye's, amnesia thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Although I never could quite tell. So that guy that went up to Faye after she had recovered from cryogenesis but had amnesia, he was like, I love you and whatnot. But then, 2 years later, he dressed himself up and became a con man. Did he really ever love Faye? Because, at the very end, when they were closing out his character, he was like, I still love you, though.
I think he had...
Nah, just kidding. I think he was covering it up with that.
I don't know. I think he had definitely, a soft spot for her. Because I think you spend so much time with a person, you eventually get to like them a lot more. Especially because since Faye was pretty much a new person at that point, he kind of liked... Because it's one of the few times where you can really...
That's an easy pickings right there. This chick has no memory.
Yeah, you can just be
if you're the first person.
Yeah, so I think that's what his thing was.
Yeah.
I thought the Edward episodes were interesting.
Ed is weird.
Ed is a weird...
Ed's OP. Straight up. Yeah. What type of little girl is just I can just hack 22nd century super security for some reason. People can't even hack things today.
Yeah,
I feel he would have to be a super genius to hack future tech, unless we went because there's a lot of violent stuff in this future. This is definitely a weird alternate future. I feel like humanity might have regressed a little bit, even though we colonized, or maybe spreading ourselves too thin, kind of put imbalance of powers, and we put dictators in some places, and maybe
I think it was more just kind of how technology went so quickly for them that, you know, shows set in the 2070s, technically speaking.
It just felt like the setting was the solar system. Like we had colonies on planets and moons, but it felt like in every location, like Earth was in shambles.
Yeah.
Like, we just straight up abandoned Earth, and like it felt like literally every place that there were humans, it just felt like it was like an urban downtown. Like there was no nice places. Everything was just run down and kind of, you know.
Well, actually, like Mars,
it's like the whole solar system became a ghetto.
I don't know if I would say that. I think there were nice places, like.
Well, some places.
Yeah, I think
the rich dudes in the casinos.
Yeah, but like even in like the movie, you see how they set in that city. Like I think there are more advanced civilizations that have nicer cities. I feel like since we're following bounty hunters, we're of course going to see them.
Bounty hunters apparently are a common thing in this future.
Yeah,
that's definitely not a thing right now.
Or is it?
It's just really not.
We have that one show where they had most wanted guys.
Yeah, but it's not like the whole like you know Star Wars Han Solo type of bounty hunters. Which that's why it reminded me of Star Wars, because it's got like, you know, just free range and like it's got the future and whatnot. But, like it just feels so old school.
Yeah, it definitely has much more of like
they still use CRTs in the far future. That's what I liked about that. I was talking to Eric about that. I was like, man, they still got like Sony. They even got VCRs.
Yeah,
and they're still smoking regular cigarettes. That's funny to me.
Yeah, definitely like you obviously like this was made in '98, so obviously they didn't really know what the future was going to be like exactly. So of course they have much more of like a.
They still, like they still had flat screens. I was really impressed when they were still using CRTs in that far future.
They definitely had virtual reality too, virtual reality games. Yeah. So there were definitely a lot of future elements, but it definitely was more grounded in, let's say, like today's society.
Yeah.
Compared to like
it was a retro future.
It's like steampunk.
No.
Well, isn't steampunk the whole thing? It's like new but old.
Yeah, but it was just about like steam powered stuff.
You know what? Okay.
The general term is retrofuturism. That's an established term, and that's definitely what Cowboy Bebop is. And another thing I gotta think about, so Faye, like it looked like she was living, before she got frozen, she was living like our current time right now.
Yeah, I think it was like 2000s.
And then they froze her, yeah. Because she had like when she recorded it, like how they still had VHS camcorders in the future, but that's all they had in the 90s, so I guess they just extended that 20 years. But yeah, it's really interesting that Faye kind of lived like right now, and then she got frozen for like half a century. And they thawed her out, and they were like, "You owe us a lot of money." That might be not a good thing. She had amnesia. I feel like there should be a legal precedent for that. If you freaking wipe someone's mind, then expect them to still pay for the procedure they didn't even know about.
Yeah, but I think like Faye's character,
it kind of like the doctor tried to like shoot him up in his ship.
Yeah,
there's definitely a little bit of corruption going on there.
Well, that's kind of what the show's about, though.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I kind of wish the show did more, because like you know, Vicious is his character, like the Syndicate, like you don't really know exactly what that is. So it's like a gang.
It's like the mafia.
Yeah, I still like
space mafia.
I thought it was really funny how when Lynn died, they had Shin. That was pretty amusing.
Wait, what?
You know how there was that one episode where Vicious goes down to that frozen planet, the snow one, and he's with this guy called Lynn, and he dies protecting Vicious. And then, like, in the last few episodes, you see Lynn's brother, Shin.
Oh, yeah.
That was really funny to me.
Like, Lynn and Shin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Shin was the one who was helping Spike.
And then he died again.
Yeah, well, you know, he definitely, covered his back when he was traveling through those elevators and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was a very tense moment.
For sure.
And you know what I thought was one of my favorite episodes? It was kind of a dumb one, a little bit silly. It was the episode with that, like, middle-aged dude who just wanted to blow up stuff to be like, I don't like where we are in society. I'm going to blow up.
Oh, yeah, the teddy bear one.
He was like, I don't want to kill people. I just want to blow up. But no one even cares about it. They were like, we don't even care about you. Yeah. And they finally said Space Cowboy for the first time in the show.
Yeah.
Like 20 episodes in it. But I liked how the old guy was just like, stop ignoring me. I'm trying to get attention by blowing up structures.
Yeah, that definitely was a better, more fun episodes. Like, I really like the episodes that kind of were more focused on Jet, because I always thought they were interesting, just learning more about his character. Because Jet to me is like the most grounded character for in the show for real, because Faye's gambler, Spike's very loose cannon, and Ed's just weird.
Ed is just weird. Dude, they didn't even have like almost any of Ed's backstory. And what they finally revealed, he was like, hey, there's Ed's dad. He's gone. Like, was that even Ed's dad? Like,
yeah.
It's like they did that on purpose, just to be like, you want a backstory? Here's some, maybe it is.
Yeah, I kind of wish the finale had Ed at least in it somewhat, because all you really see is Faye and Spike and Jet. You do see in the last episode, like before that Ed does leave with Ein, but I kind of wish that they would have kept the crew together for at least like that one last time, for that one mission at least, because I understand the show is more focused on like this, like in a way it's like kind of like selfish characters where they each do their own thing and they don't typically ask for help unless they really need it. So there really weren't that many like episodes where it really was like that like team together doing something. It was more just individually doing something and they'll have the other guy contribute with them. Yeah.
No, but I feel like she was so well developed. She was just a utility character, and she just kind of left. But she kind of just like left with nothing, and she just walked away. I'm like, you might starve.
At first, I was kind of apprehensive about it. I was like, I don't really know if I liked her or not, but I kind of grew to like her quirkiness at least, and I felt that I think they could have done again. They could have not used that one first episode and made that more of an episode. Like
they really could have.
Yeah, that first episode just...
At least they did have one, like, really Ed-centric episode with, Ed's dad.
They had the mushroom one, too, which I liked.
With all the black people with the watermelon. I thought that was a funny thing, like, oh, really? He kind of... Japan really...
Yeah, because that was a pretty good, like, episode in terms of, like, Ed, because it was just Ed doing something. I thought it was actually really interesting watching her do something, especially because you don't really see Ayn and Ed do much in the show besides this hack.
Ayn hacks.
Why it's a data dog?
What does that mean?
There's like one scene where like I don't know what was the one guy the hacker guy that was like 12 or something and died and he was brain dead, so he made that one fake character that like tried to control people.
Yeah.
You remember that episode?
Yeah.
And so there was one part where Ed's trying to hack into something, but instead of Ed doing it was actually Ayn, because Ayn had the virtual reality helmet on. So he was actually hacking it because he's a data dog.
What? I didn't even realize that was happening.
That was the reason why Ayn was viable. Did you not like pay attention when the episode wasn't going on?
I thought Ayn was just having the headset on.
No. Ayn's a data dog. So
the more you know.
So yeah, he had like all this data that allowed him to sort of decrypt information. So he never really saw that until the end.
That's pretty bizarre though.
You have anything else to say?
Oh yeah. That show within the show where they talk about all the bounties.
Oh, that was great.
That was pretty weird but funny. I like how they got the dude. I like how at like the end of the show where they're wrapping it all up, they even show that guy like go back to his family.
Show his mom.
And he had a fake accent on the show the whole time.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey amigos, we got bounties," and then the camera stopped and he was like, "All right, I'm done, guys."
Yeah.
And the girl was the same thing too.
Yeah.
She had like the weird bubbly blonde. And then, like, she had a really weird just.
Don't worry about it.
It was like vertical midriff. And she had a shirt going like this, and you could see all this skin. So you could see like the middle of the chest, and then the navel, but like that's it.
It's like shirtless, with a vest on, really.
With a jacket on.
Yeah.
But like, why?
I thought it was pretty fun though.
Why though?
Definitely added more of interest to like the bounties.
Because of that side boob.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, on that note, I think we're just about done with all this review. That's a weird wave. If you got any discussion, man, feel free to leave it in the comments below.
Do you think Spike died?
Yeah, let us know, because I am totally on Team Spike Lives.